Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another new releases episode. Today, I am very delighted to have with me Jonathan Cilia Faro. How are you doing, Jonathan?
Good, you're the best woman ever pronounced my name.
Oh, really?
Actually, maybe because you are Barbieri. So
That's it. My husband's family is rubbing off on me with that.
yeah, thank you for having me here.
It is a delight. So we've chatted over email before, but the last interview I think was actually my teammate Natasha Hardy with you.
Yeah,
So it's fun to be able to chat a little bit about your career together.
thank you so much. My pleasure.
So you have a new album, Jonathan, which is called Romantico. We're very excited about that.
Yeah,
Before we get to that, can I ask you, it's a hard question, but can you describe your sound if people have not heard you before?
but I'm pretty sure everybody say, everybody want to feel like I'm unique. I think I am because I'm very dark. When I talk, is very almost it doesn't people doesn't see coming was next when I start to performing. But I have a lot of vibe,
Mm.
very masculine sound. Is nothing. I never do falsetto because it's not me. So I grew up with very Belcanto technique. So I like a deep voice, a dramatic,
Mm.
and so that is the sound people need to expect it. But again, it's always different between the recording and live.
And can you tell us a little bit about Belcanto? So if a crossover fan doesn't know what that is, could you explain what that means?
Belcanto is the most antique technique of projecting voice. So back then, we talk about when it was discovered, 800. There was no microphones, PI, and sound system. So you need to have projection, and you need to the projection is created by a fondo technique. It means where you push the air down and forcing the voice to come out in a certain way. Not everybody does how to do it because late in the 900th century, a French school started to teach a canto in maschera, and then the two schools be battling in the opera world for quite a bit.
Well, thank you for explaining that to us. Let's go now back to this album. So this album is, the subtitle is The Greatest Love Songs of All Time, right?
Yeah.
So how did you come up with the idea and how could you pick? Because that's a hard thing to pick this track listing, I'm
All
sure.
right. This was one of my bucket list. So for I left Sicily when I was 16.
Mhm.
So that is why I put 16 track in my album. And in this 28 years career, I've been collecting song mean something for me. And my journey was start from Italy to Milano to Spain to London to Argentina back to France,
Mm.
sorry, and then finally Canada and United States. So each 3 4 years of my life, I had a song that really meant a lot for me, and I
Mm.
put like an aside. I always performing live, but I never recorded. So now I'm 42 years old. I feel enough mature to understand the word love. Today, love is we give love to the kids at like a 5 years old. Oh, that is so cute, but they don't know even what it means. The word love.
Mm.
There's songs that are very important. I opened the album with the love story movie. So dramatic, it's so painful. And sometimes you need to be old enough. You need to go through so much real pain to understand the
Mm.
meaning of that song. So finally, after 28 years, I felt enough mature. Maybe the gray hair will witness that to record the songs.
Do you think, Jonathan, obviously there's some songs that have stayed with us, I feel like forever, and they will continue to stay with us. What to you makes a piece of music timeless?
Oh, if you were talking about the song I picked in my album, three songs for sure is my timeless, and they're gonna be forever with us.
Mm.
The Grazie Amore Mio, so love story. that for sure, because he started that period of romantic movie. And the same year, same time, was Parla più piano from The Godfather.
Mhm.
They're so iconic song. They're very powerful, iconic song. Uh, they're well written, and there is a lot work on that song. So they're not fast food song. So that for sure my favorite two song. And of course, I will say Amapola.
Yes.
Yeah, Amapola is the. This is why I use the piano and voice, and I decided to do an acoustic with the Jesus Molina. The three songs I think gonna be for with me forever, because they're really very very powerful songs.
And can you tell us too? Obviously, you're Italian, but what is it about the Italian language that really draws us in? I think, especially in these romantic pieces.
Yeah, that is very simple. Romantic has this is sweet sound,
Mm,
and on pronunciation. I always explain this to my student this way. It's like accordion. Accordion is the instrument very close to vocal cords, because there's a membrane open and push when in the way you're singing. And the Italian voice, the Italian lyrics, the Italian sound, the vowel is very precise. And they never get harsh like the English language, or very similar is the Spanish, and third place I guess is French language. But the Italian language is the most antique language from Latin. So they have this called breath. If you notice, when Italian people sing in English, they have a problem with the vowel, and they always put the H sound.
hmm
In fact, my studio assistant all the time. Oh, it's not it's I can we fight. I said that because we put breath in everything we do. That is the beautiful of Italian language. There is always a breath in every words we sing to the people.
During the recording of this album, I feel like sometimes there's a lot of exploration that happens. Did you have any like unexpected moments that you were excited about you
Yeah.
discovered in the studio?
Okay, I can tell you the terrifying moment where after hours and hours of arrangement, and we went to Sofia in Bulgaria to recording the orchestra. And one moment we recorded, we thought was beautiful, and then I'm not kidding you, this is a technical problem. I start to sing on the song, and I think it was too low. I say, do we mistake the key change? So that was a technical stupid problem. But again, sometimes that song sounds so beautiful in that key, then try to change key, and we realize we need to rewrite the arrangement, go up two key, and that was for Parla più piano,
Mhm.
because he has this beautiful deep moment, Parla più piano, and then I go up, and so we decide to redo that. Unexpectedly, in that song, we discovered adding just a electric guitar. Never was done in other version of the Godfather song. It gave the rock vibe. So
Mm.
it's not anymore a Godfather from 1970, but it's a Godfather from 2023.
I like that. And tell us, when you're talking about keys, I think obviously coming from the classical world, it's a little bit stricter, right? Based on your FOC, you will sing in certain keys. But
Yeah.
doing crossover, do you take more freedom where you just want to exploit different parts of your voices? So you'll just, you'll change the key to get a little bit more of a certain sound you're
Yeah.
looking for?
Who knows who follow my music? People know me for the key changer.
Okay.
So if you notice all my production 16, there's always a key change in every track I do. I believe classical crossover doesn't need to be tight opera technique applied to a pop track.
Mhm.
That is a big mistake. Allora, a crossover artist making it because they pretend to sing Nessun Dorma, but with the arrangement of Madonna. It doesn't
Mhm.
work like that. I believe every crossover artist, they have a beautiful voice. Doesn't and doesn't diminish you guys if you sing a little bit pop and then you start to build up your vocal. That's actually how opera works. Think about Che gelida manina in Bohème. Is very soft in the beginning. He's a
Mhm.
16 old Rodolfo. Che gelida is like Vezzeggio start to singing, and then it's built up, and then it's become come out this big man who's passionate. So this is why I see crossover my world, because I can put all this color, all this
Mhm.
key change, and all this even vocal color change. So darker. In fact, in Romantico, there's one track I highlight called La mia voce, where I play a lot with my voice.
Mhm.
I go soft, I go harsh, I go rock, I go opera, because the song talking about my voice is the way I share myself with the world.
And obviously, to make those kind of changes with your voice, you have to be very free in
Yeah,
the way you're singing.
yeah. This is why I say we need to chill out when we record. We don't need to be all the time with a tuxedo and
Yes.
we, that's why we cross over,
Yeah.
we give personality. Usually you cannot give to an opera production or an opera concert, because opera is like you're an instrument for the composer to share with the world his music. Crossover is you with all variation of your personality.
So one of the things I noticed from this album is you have a lot of different collaborators.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about some of the people that were part of this album with you?
Oh my god, this album was like the most fun album I made it, because the two people there. My core producer is Vincenzo Fontes from Sicily, and Cavalli. He's my sound engineer, but I think he's the most talented sound engineer I never met, because
Mm.
he play all my bass, all my electric bass, and all my songs. Is my sound engineering, and he is very talented because he know very well music. So he follow all the string production and brass production very well. Uh, in this album particularly, we had Tyler Michael Smith. Is a super talented, one of the prodigy son of Michael W. Smith, the gospel singer. But his production is in the way he write strings is unbelievable. Is young, is powerful, is touch people's soul. In fact, Guarda che luna, guarda che mare in my album is very, very unique. Jonathan Cron is crazy guitar player who is Italian background but with German last name. And believe it or not, Natasha, every musician I've been bumped to into, they're Italian. They have Italian roots, and we have music in our blood DNA,
Mhm.
and made me so happy. In fact, Thomas Gramuglia, who's my partner producer in my label, Stradivari Classic, is he was super happy because he said, Jonathan, we had a hell of a team, and we're very glad to work in this direction.
So talking about your engineer there, it made me think. Um, I don't think I've had enough experience with recording to understand what I want. Sometimes I'll hear a recording and I'll say, "I like this." But you, given you've mentioned 20 years in the industry, you've done multiple albums. When you're going to record something now, do you have like a sound that you're looking for? Obviously, the raw sound that comes out, but from your producers, are any special things that you've learned? Any advice you would give people when they're starting to do that for the first time?
I believe copy and paste never worked. I
Mm.
I tell you this, and I'm not ashamed to say what I'm gonna say. Hopefully, this interview go viral. And I loved the last album I loved from Andrea Bocelli was Cieli di Toscana. Okay,
Mhm.
after that, he never released a album to say whoa. Josh Groban the same. After Awakening, I never purchased one more album from him because again, I'm not looking for a constant. I don't like to be constant. Music need to evolve. You cannot found, oh, this is my sound, that's it, and I will die with that sound.
Yeah,
That's usually what condemn many artists, and bring them to Il Divo. Same problem. They always copy and paste all their songs.
formulaic. Mm.
I don't have excitement. This is why I take my frustration when I cannot hear something and I do myself. I experiment. When people come to me and say, "Oh, I have this sound. I want to keep this sound," I say, "Okay, I'm not interested because also I'm a producer, and I don't like hear the same song or the same sound in 25 songs. So
Mhm.
and plus I'm very unique because I don't know you, but many people like me they don't like they get bored very quick. I need excitement. Every song I click need to be different. In fact, many why Spotify was very successful because you can put your playlist and you can play
Mhm.
the best of your song. That's what I do. I try to produce with a twist. And Romantico came out perfectly in the way I'm looking for.
So, of course, we encourage everyone to go out and stream, purchase that.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you because you touched on this changing. So, I think as an artist, you need to reinvent yourself. And I saw you did a bit of acting. You had a film, The Mask of Love. So,
Yes.
tell us about some of those other ways you've reinvented besides singing, some of the other
Yeah.
ways you've gone in the business.
Actually, opera singer, we are actors. So
Yeah.
we always have this, but I love the idea. During pandemic, I watched so many movies. Maybe I watched all of it. And I noticed that opera is appears in many movies. So was a director from Italy, Sebastiano Rizzo, um, uh, is a very renowned director. We were talking and say, listen, why we don't do a short movie called involving opera? In that moment, I was recording Pagliacci, and I say, listen, I have an idea. Let's make a thriller about Vesti la Giubba. It's very dramatic. It's very psychedelic. Let's try to see how people react to this option to see an opera singer do that. And we did basically in 2 months we did record the short movie. We start to submit to film festival. It's successful. We won 21.
Yeah.
Surprise! I was surprised.
It was very cool to see you go into a different area. Jonathan, I'm just going to put up the cover of your album here.
Yeah.
So this is available to stream, to purchase.
Yes.
Before I let you go, though, I do want to ask you, do you have a favorite thing about crossover music?
Favorite thing or favorite song? Where's the
Favorite thing? Because I feel like sometimes it's hard enough for people to say, what is crossover? And then, what do you really love about doing
okay?
this genre?
Okay, crossover. In the crossover, if you all the artists follow their gut and they produce where they feel inside, all the world in crossover they can find everything they needed. They can find
Mhm.
the Broadway slash rock, Broadway like slash pop, operas slash. There's um a lot of sound, a lot of color, a lot of emotion. I know some artists they're doing dance crossover opera.
Mhm.
There's a one Asian guy, I love it. He's doing, I don't remember the name right now, but he does. He's a sopranist, so he has this two vocality, vocal skill, to go baritone and then go soprano. Um, Again, I believe soprano should do their job because again the time of a castrato is gone. But I like the role, female and male, that will make the energy going better. But
Unique, yeah.
yeah, but actually, I've been saying all the time we need to be more opening, and I know our circle is very small. We need to be more opening and easygoing to make collaboration
Mm,
because people will love what we're doing because people they just we're not have the max media exposure. We deserve it, and I love what you're doing, Natasha, with your magazine. And this is why I'm very pro crossover magazine. And because in the crossover music you can find all the world you're looking for
mhm,
in one, and plus quality, that is very important for me. But we need to have open mind to share more music each other, to promote each other, cross promote each other, because again we are fighting with a pop rap industry. Is
mm.
very big, it's very massive, he owns all the radio outlet, and that is our problem. We need more media visibility, and all if you we are stay we help each other. It's like a country singer. I don't know if you watch the Grammy for country. They stick together, they are
Mm.
competitors, but they stick together, and they have a big volume of promotion, and that gonna make them successful. We can be the same successful, we can have the same success, we just need to work together.
I love that. And you've done some fun collaborations with, you mentioned gospel, Michael W. Smith,
Yeah.
Mark Martell. I think he was
Yeah.
the voice of Queen in the film,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. That is an example how music can be powerful.
Yeah.
This is why we don't need to be afraid to experience and to do something crazy. I'm working right now in a very unique project called Country Opera, and so I can't wait to have that done, and many other exciting projects coming out. Because again, I did already opera jazz with Jesus Molina. In fact, Amapola in my CDs is an example how jazz and opera can coexist.
Perfect. And you also had a single Volare come out. I believe, is it
Yes.
this week?
Yes, this week Volare was the one we did a very acoustic project with a quartet, a pianist. Again, simplicity.
Yeah.
This is another great rules, especially if you have a great vocal and a great communication. Don't be afraid. I say all the time, because again, people in the world of chaos, they need quiet music. They need inspirational music, and we are the answer.
Well, last question for you, Jonathan, before I let you go. Are you going to do any touring around this album? When can people see you live?
Yes, we are already touring actually. Romantico Tour is you need just to go on my website and click the dates, the closest on your town. 2024 will be more interesting. This winter, I'm in tour with Tyler Michael Smith and Sarah Smith. We have like a 12 concert tour in Italy. We're very excited. A few Christmas concert, and again, this is because people start to be interesting in interested in what I'm doing, and that is the result of hard work.
Well, thank you so much, Jonathan, for joining me today.
I'm very happy, and thank you so much for having me, Natasha. Have a good day.
You too, and everyone, please go out and stream Romantico.
Thank